Hello everyone, this is John Ward with the Appalachian channel, and this is Bridget with Life with Bridget and Niece on Facebook and Busy Bridget on TikTok. She was here about a week ago and did the chicken and dumplings for us, and she's back again today to do some country style breakfast. She's going to make some homemade biscuits, some bacon, some eggs, and some gravy, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited to have you back. We had a lot of fun last time, and we're going to have her back on a regular basis, and she can cook good, and she knows a lot of different things that I know nothing about. So, but now come fall, Dustin and I will be cooking outside on the fire pit. We'll be doing some cooking for you coming up, but I'm an outside cooker. I cook on a grill or outdoors. So.
Okay, I'll do the inside cooking, you do the outside cooking. How's that?
Sounds good. Well, she's going to get ready to put some bacon in and get it baking. You ready to do that?
Ready, let's go.
Okay.
Hey you guys, I like to do my bacon in the oven. First of all, because you don't have all that popping and cracking on you, and then secondly, I like to save my bacon grease. So I don't use the bacon grease, this bacon grease for my gravy. So all you have to do, it's better if you have a wire rack to put your bacon on, but this works too. Just lay your bacon out on your wire rack with a cookie sheet in under it, or in my case, just in under this, or on top of this cookie sheet. And you're gonna put it in a cold oven, set at 350 degrees. Probably, I'm gonna say maybe 12 to 15 minutes. But just watch it and take it out when it's at your desired crispiness. I like my bacon crispy, so everybody's different. You do it to suit you.
All right, she's going to use, Dustin, she's going to use an iron skillet to make the biscuits. And I mean, I've fried stuff, but I've never really baked anything in an iron skillet. So what's the advantage of baking these biscuits in this iron skillet versus just putting them on a pan?
As with cooking with an iron skillet, just the heat conduction is more consistent. So that's why I like to do my biscuits in it. Now this one's a little deep for biscuits. You can get them not so deep, but this is one of my memoirs, and you guys know that I'm really big on my heritage. So you can see in here it's been well loved, but that just means she did a whole lot of cooking in it. So I like using it.
And I've got a couple of iron skillets that are rusty, and because I haven't used them for several years, they've been in storage, and we're going to make a video on that, on how to recondition those, or what do you call it?
Recondition,
okay, so we'll make a video on that and maybe get my iron skillets going, because we'll use those to cook with on the fire pit. We've got a fire pit with a grill top, we can grill on it, so we'll be doing some stuff like that.
Those will be great for that. These are great for camping. When you're out anywhere, you can use an iron skillet for cooking. You don't have to worry about the temperature setting, it being too hot like you do when you're using Teflon or non-stick cookware. You can't get it too hot. Most of it can't get over 500 degrees. So iron skillets are the way you want to go. Any type of iron cookware, really. All
right, Mom will back up and get out of the way and let you start making some biscuits.
Okay, guys, these are a 2-ingredient biscuit. If you are intimidated by making biscuits like I was, homemade biscuits, this is a recipe that you'll want to start with. So I'm just getting some of this lard out. I told you guys in my chicken and dumpling video, I use lard because that's what my mama cooked with. And I'm just greasing my pan, okay? And this is just to help keep the biscuits from sticking. They probably wouldn't stick because this skillet, like I said, has been so well loved, but we're gonna make sure that they don't. So we're just putting some lard on that to grease that skillet up really good. All right, now you're gonna start, for this recipe that I'm doing, you're gonna use self-rising flour, okay? You wanna make sure that it's self-rising. If it's not, then it's not gonna work. Just scoop you some. We're gonna do 2 cups of the self-rising flour. And actually, let me grab a knife here so that I can level this off. You wanna make sure that it is 2 level cups. And again, this is my mama's bowl. I was fortunate enough to get that once she passed. So I use it with a lot of my dishes where I need to do any type of mixing. 1 cup in the bowl, we're gonna get our 2nd cup out. And again, just make sure that you're leveling it off. I need a little bit more flour in that. This is just to make sure that you're getting your measurement right. And this is one of those dishes I normally measure with my heart, this is one that you're going to need to make sure that you're measuring correctly for. Okay, y'all, so we have our 2 cups of flour, self-rising flour in the bowl. Now we're going to add to that, we're going to start with 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. And as I stir it, I may need to add a little bit more. Make sure, I have been shaking this, you guys, while we've been waiting to film, but make sure that you always shake your heavy whipping cream up really good before you pour it, because if not, the fat can settle and it's not gonna work well. So I have 1.5 cups and I'm gonna pour that down in the bowl. I'm gonna start with a little less. This is one of those things you wanna kinda go low and slow and then add to it, just so that you make sure you're getting the right consistency. And this is a whole lot like the dumpling recipe that I made previously on John's channel. The dough is going to be about the same consistency. There's just not a lot of work to it like there is the dumplings that I made. Okay, so I'm going to use the rest of this. And then I may end up using just a tad bit more. We'll see. Now on this also, you don't have to get your hands as dirty as you do when you're doing dumplings, because you can literally just stir this with a spoon and then you're going to scoop it up and put it into your skillet. Okay, that's still a little dry. I'm going to add just a little bit more, and for you guys, I will measure. So we started with 1.5 cups. I'm going to do 1/4 cup. And we'll see if we use that much. We may not. Okay, and you're just gonna stir it. And once the flour starts getting wet, it's gonna get a little bit harder to stir, but it's just like with the dumplings, y'all. You don't want to over stir this, or you're gonna end up having some tough dough to work with. So I think we've got this about right. All right, I'm gonna flour my hands. Now, anytime you're using dough, it's gonna be messy. And you guys, with these 2 ingredient biscuits, the reason you don't have to use lard, a lot of things that we've always been told we need for a homemade biscuit, the reason you don't have to use that is because of the fat content in that heavy whipping cream. Okay, so then you're just gonna shape your biscuits out as big as you want them. You can make them pretty. Just take your thumb and go around the edge just like that. You just don't want to work it, knead it, or anything like that a whole lot, and then you're going to stick it down in your pan. And those are going to make some good sized biscuits, so we may go a little bit smaller on this next one. I don't know, as hungry as John and I are, I'm sure Dustin will be able to put it away too. We may eat all these big biscuits, who knows? Okay, and you're just gonna repeat until you have your biscuits all dropped. You also want to put your biscuits close to each other. That just helps them to rise instead of baking out, so it's a flatter biscuit. You guys can see where this looks a little gummy. All I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna stir anymore. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of flour on here, not a lot. So I try to keep some in my measuring cup close by. Sprinkle that on there. That way you can shape your biscuit, okay? Now guys, these are not going to be the real pretty magazine cover bag biscuits that you're looking for, but they taste the same as those do. These are just a quick, simple, easy way to get that homemade biscuit taste. Okay, and then you will just repeat this process until you have all of your biscuits in your skillet. Okay, you guys, I am tapping the top of my biscuits with some heavy whipping cream. I forgot to bring my brush so that I could brush them with butter, and we don't have a brush available, so you can do this. Either way, it's going to work the same. It's going to help to brown those biscuits up real pretty for you. And you don't put a whole lot. I mean, you see how I'm tapping it, just kind of dipping my fingers and tapping, and that's all it takes. You guys, I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my cooking, so I may take steps that you don't necessarily have to take, but I like for it to look pretty. So our biscuits are ready to go in the oven now. Guys, we are going to check our bacon to see if it's ready to come out of the oven. It doesn't take very long, but I did not look at the time when I put it in. So again, when you're cooking it, put your bacon into a cold oven, then turn your oven on at 350 degrees and just watch it till it's as crispy as you want it to be. So let's take a look and see what she's looking like. Oh yeah, that's looking delicious. I think that we're about ready to take the bacon out. Okay, you guys, we're gonna get ready to fry up some sausage. These fellows are extra hungry, so we're gonna have bacon and sausage today. You'll get a little bit of fat from your sausage, but not enough to make gravy. So I brought my bacon grease that I store. I told you guys earlier, if you bake put your bacon in the oven, you can keep all of that extra bacon grease. That's what I do at home, and I store mine in the fridge. You don't have to. You can keep it on your counter in a jar. But I keep mine in the fridge. So that's what I'm using for my fat for the skillet, okay? And then I'm gonna fry that. How many pieces you guys wanting?
Go ahead and make the top layer 6.
Okay, told y'all they're extra hungry today. Okay, we're gonna get these on and get them frying. I need to turn my heat on up here. Figure out which, I'm using this one. So I'm gonna start mine at about 5. I may turn it up, I may turn it down. We'll let you guys know if we adjust the heat at all. But basically, John has the simple sausage here that you don't have to slice. It's pre-sliced. Just pop it in your skillet and you're gonna fry it until it's done. Hey y'all, I'm gonna fix the fellers some scrambled eggs too today. This is fairly simple. It's no rocket science. Just crack your desired number of eggs. I usually say 2 eggs per person. And if you're not good at cracking eggs, or if you haven't done it a whole lot, you might want to do them separately, like in a separate bowl, so that you're not getting shell in your egg. But if you do get shell in your eggs, I can show you a quick way to get them out. Hopefully I don't have to demonstrate that today, but it happens. Okay, so I'm going to be enjoying this meal with them today too, so I'm going to go with 6 eggs. Definitely ain't going to cook some homemade gravy and biscuits and not get me a plate of it too. Okay, you guys, I always add either a little bit of heavy whipping cream or some cream, as we call it, but it's actually evaporated milk. I add a little bit of that to my eggs, not a whole lot, just maybe, with this many eggs, maybe half a tablespoon. Maybe let's say a tablespoon. And that just helps to make your eggs creamier. And then when you're beating your eggs, once you get all the yolks broke up real good, you can see how I'm starting to whip this. You can see the eggs kind of coming up. It reminds me of an ocean wave. You want to do that with your eggs because that's what's going to make them fluffy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add some salt, and you can always add salt later too, but we're going to always put salt in mine. I usually salt them while I'm mixing them up and as I'm cooking them. That should be plenty for right now, and then you're just going to beat a little more. And then they'll be ready to go in your skillet. Okay, you guys, since I didn't have my wire rack with me to use for the bacon, and I do this at home sometimes too, I'll just cook it straight on the cookie sheet. I'm gonna remove the bacon and put it on a paper towel lined plate just to get some of the grease off of it. Now, my husband likes to eat, he likes the grease on it. I prefer it with a little less grease, so this is what I do for mine. I just take it off of this cookie sheet, and again, that just soaks some of that grease up off of it. I feel like if you eat it straight off a cookie sheet after it's baked in the oven, that you're getting a mouthful of grease with it, and I don't want that. It's also not going to stick on you as bad if you use the wire rack like I talked about, so I really would recommend that. I just forgot mine. That's probably good for the good pieces, and I'll have to scrape these thinner ones up off here, and then we'll drain the bacon grease into my little bacon grease catcher over here. Okay, I'm gonna lay another paper towel on top of that, and okay, you guys, now we're ready to make our gravy, and you use pretty well equal parts of your fat, which is your oil, whatever type you're using, and flour. I don't measure those, so you just kind of sprinkle it in here and eyeball it. I know I say that a lot, but that's how I cook. Again, start with less, and if you need, you can add more, but you're not going to be able to take any back out if you get too much in there. So when you stir this, you'll be able to tell. I can already tell I'm going to need more, but when you're first starting out, you may not be able to tell that as easily. So just cooking takes practice, you guys. You know the saying, practice makes perfect. Well, I've been cooking since, good grief, I've cooked in the kitchen with my mama since I was about 6 years old. She'd pull a chair up to the stove and let me help her cook. So I have been cooking a long time, but now cooking consistently, I've done that since I got married to my first husband when I was 19. So we won't mention my age on here. I'm putting just a little bit more in here, and this should be, you'll be able to see the difference in the consistency of it once I get this stirred in good. Now, if you guys are in the market for some good cookware, this Ninja Foodie cookware is the best I've ever had. That's the reason I'm using a silicone tipped spatula or a whisk on it. I don't want to scratch this stuff up. You can literally fry an egg in this cookware without using any kind of grease at all for it. It's good stuff. It's pricey, but it's good. Okay, so I've got, that's enough of the flour oil ratio for me, so I'm just going to continue to stir this till it starts to brown, and then we'll be ready for our next step. Okay, you guys, I have got my roux about as brown as I want it. The reason you want to brown it is to cook that flour taste off of it, because we don't want any flour taste in gravy. I'm going to go ahead and add my cream to it. You can use a lot of things. You can use water, milk, or evaporated milk, which is what here in the mountains we refer to as cream. And you're going to get the same result. You're going to get gravy. I like to use cream because it does give it a creamier taste. So that's what I use. Okay, you guys, when you're adding your cream in, just kind of slow, but you want to continually stir, okay? Once you start adding your liquid, whether you choose milk, water, or cream, you want to make sure that you're constantly stirring because this will start to thicken up really quickly. Now, as far as me telling you how much you're going to need, I can't do that either because it depends on how much flour and fat you've used. So what I do is just make sure that I have enough close by that I can add to it if I see that I'm going to need it. So when it does start to thicken up, it's going to start to thicken up really quickly, and you don't have time to stop and run to the cabinet and get whatever you need, or to the fridge to get your milk, or even to the sink to get water. It's going to start thickening up really quickly, and we can see right here I'm going to add just a little bit, not a whole lot for now, but I may use more. Now once it gets to where it starts to thicken up on you, I like to turn my heat down just a little bit, not a whole bunch. So I'm going to turn my heat down just a little. And then you're just going to stir it until it gets as thick as you would like for it to be. And everybody has different taste, and that's okay. We're all different. We should have different opinions. But so you're going to make it, some people like really thick gravy, some people like their gravy thin. Either way is okay because guess what? It's your kitchen and you want to fix your food to your liking. You're not fixing it to satisfy anyone else but you and your family. So that's what you'll go by as far as to gauge how thick or thin you want your gravy to be. How do you like to eat it? Okay, now you can see here where it's starting to bubble up. It's thickening up now, okay? So this is where you really want to continue stirring. Nobody likes lumpy gravy. I don't know. Somebody might like it, but I don't like lumpy gravy. So this is getting a little thick for me. I'm gonna add a little bit more cream. Now you can also use, instead of using all cream, you can do cream and water or cream and milk. Both of those will work. Again, I just like to use the evaporated milk because I like the taste of it. And I'm really hoping that John and Dustin does too. Okay, you guys, now we've got our gravy ready. I usually do my eggs last just because they don't take that long. You can have them whipped up ready to go, sitting to the side, so when your gravy's ready, you can throw your eggs in. Now, this cookware, as I was telling you, it's amazing cookware. You don't need any type of grease or anything for it, but I do like the taste of butter when I'm frying my scrambled eggs. So we're gonna put some butter in there just for taste purposes. And then we will put our scrambled eggs in once that's melted. Here, y'all can see how good this cookware is. I'm being serious when I tell you, you could wipe this clean with a paper towel and people would not know it. It is excellent. So if you're in the market for cookware, I would recommend the Ninja Foodie. Hey you guys, this is just a little tip for you that we were given by my sister's endocrinologist when she was first diagnosed with diabetes. So you can, Dustin can pan in here a little bit and see. You see how that has like a little layer over top of it? That's a layer of fat. Okay, you see how I'm just pulling that top layer back. We were told by my sister's endocrinologist, because her favorite food was gravy and biscuits, he told us that if we would skim that top layer off after the gravies had time to sit for a bit, that she could eat all the gravy and biscuits that she wanted. Now, I'm just telling you what we were told, so I always skim that off and just discard it. You're not going to need that for anything else. That's just the fat that rises to the top. Oops, and I made a mess. That rises to the top after the gravy has sit for a while. Okay, you guys, we have got breakfast ready. I'm going to plate this up for John and Dustin, and we'll let them tell you what they think about it. hot, hot, hot. Okay.
All right, we're getting ready to try this out. I appreciate Bridget coming and cooking today for the video, and I appreciate the food to eat because I've been wanting some good homemade breakfast. So we're going to try the biscuits and gravy first. Yep, I like it.
Reminds me of eating at my mama's. These homemade biscuits really set it off. I don't always use homemade biscuits at home just for time purposes, but those biscuits really set it off.
Oh yeah, the eggs are excellent, most excellent. Excellent.
Excellent, get it?
Excellent.
Well, I'm definitely glad you enjoy it, John. I really have loved, this is my second time coming to cook for you, and I've enjoyed both times. You and Dustin are both wonderful to work with, and feeding people feeds my soul. So seeing somebody eat and be happy about it, that makes me happy.
Well, it makes us happy to get some food cooked for us. And you're such a delight to work with and wonderful cook.
Thank you.
And she does such a wonderful job explaining things when she's cooking. We talk a lot off camera about things, and I asked her a lot of questions, and she's always got a good answer for everything. And make sure to go to Facebook, Life with Bridget Denise, like her page on there. I'll try to put the link for that in the description. Also, Busy Bridget on TikTok, and tell them a little bit about some of the stuff that you do on there. You post almost every day, don't you?
Yes, I have. Since I've been off school, I'm a school nurse right now, and since I have been out of school, I have dedicated my time to growing my platforms. I love doing this. I love people. So on my Life with Bridget Denise, you are going to see my life. I love my kids, my grandbaby, he's my pride and joy. My kids are maybe a little bit jealous of him, but you're going to see that. If I'm remodeling the house, you're going to see that. Taking care of the swimming pool, cooking dinner. Typically when I go live, it does consist of some type of cooking. And I will be on more of a routine once I get back to work and my schedule's not so crazy. But yeah, that's the kinds of things that you'll see if you come follow me. And I do want to say thank you to everyone who takes the time to watch my videos, like my page, comment. I really do appreciate it.
Well, guys, we're going to close this video out. Make sure to subscribe to the Appalachian channel also if you haven't subscribed yet. And be looking for more videos. We do a lot of variety on the Appalachian channel. You never know. Somebody said, on one of the comments said, I like your channel. You do everything from disasters to dessert. So we cover anything in Appalachia just about. We don't really have a niche. I mean, a lot of it was originally restaurants and general stores, but there's only so many of them around. So we have to kind of find other content at times. And I think Dustin's ready to eat, and we're going to let him quit filming. Thanks for filming today. Dustin's the producer and cameraman and editor for the cooking show for us here on the Appalachian channel. So leave him a comment too if you think he's doing a good job. And we'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye-bye.
See you guys.